In this video, we'll be talking about positive thinking when you're starting your business, or if you are already running your business and you falling into a mindset where you're constantly negative thinking because maybe you're not getting business coming in, or maybe you're having second thoughts, the money's not flowing as you thought it would be. Positive thinking will hopefully bring you around to the mindset of knowing that sooner or later your business will flourish with hard work, determination, perseverance, and positive thinking. So how did I use positive thinking to help with my business when I first started? From the word go, I had a positive outlook towards what I was doing. I had a feeling inside that I would make it work. It was obviously helps to have a passion with what you're doing. You shouldn't really go straight into business just wanting to make money. You've got to have some kind of interest in what you're doing so that your positive mindset works for you. I think passion helps out a lot. So from the word go, from a very early age for myself, I've been very passionate about music. That's helped me enormously over the years when setting up my business for a start. 20 years ago, I set my business up, and to cut a long story short, I won't go into too much detail, but I've always been in the music industry pretty much all my life, apart from a few odd jobs here and there. From about 2001 to 2006, I was a music sales rep. So I was working in a job that I actually quite liked, to be fair. It was a good job. It wasn't a very good payer, but it was a highly enjoyable job because my passion for music obviously shone through what I was doing. So I started off in the office-based environment, which is not my ideal way of working. I overly like office work, but because it was music, it was bearable. So, and some of the people I was working with, I used to enjoy working with as well. You had your office banter, you had your office drama, but then I kind of stayed out of that. Didn't get too involved in office drama. But other than that, it was quite a relaxed environment. I did like it. The positive side of that was the fact that I'd get a lot of music given to me from record companies that I was selling for and distributing for to independent record shops across the south of England. I came out of the office environment to go into field sales, so I was driving around the south of England selling the same kind of products to small independent record shops. But unfortunately, 2005 around that sort of time, and before that, there was a massive shift going on in the music industry, because obviously the internet was becoming more popular, and MP3s were doing the rounds, and CDs were being sold into the supermarkets at a very low rate from distributors like us, and the independents can keep up with it. So unfortunately, around about 2006-ish, they had to make some redundancies with the field sales because they were costing too much money, and they offered me to stay in my job, but with no extra money, but a bigger area to cover. And at the time, I was DJing on the side. I've been DJing for many years, since I was about 17, and it was a side hustle. So I thought, well, you can turn a side hustle into a full-time income. And I knew someone who was doing it. I knew someone that had a DJ company, entertainment agency, and he was doing very well out of it. And he had a degree in marketing, but he decided to do the entertainment company with DJs doing corporate events, weddings and private parties. He decided to do that full time because he was earning more money out of that than he was doing out of marketing. But I think he had a head start with his company, because obviously the marketing degree helped him a lot. Well, I had no marketing degree, but I followed his kind of formula in a way. So what happened was I was offered this package from my company I was working at, and they were saying that, you can stay on. We don't want to get rid of you, but you can stay on and do a larger area, no extra money, because we haven't got the money. So I said, look, give me the redundancy money, and I took the redundancy money, and after that, I left. I lived on money for a few months. I went straight into working for a nightclub in my local town, Friday and Saturday nights, and I was earning pretty good money because they just opened up. They had some money behind them. They wanted me to go from, I used to work at a wine bar in town playing music every single week for them, and they liked what I was doing, so they poached me from there and took me to the new club, paying £300 on a Friday, £300 on a Saturday. So it was £600 a week that I was earning, and it went on for a good, I'd say, year and a half, which allowed me to work on the entertainment agency with DJing, offering musicians and function bands. It worked for me because for that period of me having that club work every Friday and Saturday, I managed to pump some money into website design, aimed it at the higher end of the market. Then I had to learn out how to use Google AdWords for advertising, so I had to learn that. I had all this time on my hands, Monday to Friday, as well as having a wife and a small child at the time, a baby, which was a big risk, going on my own. And I like I said, I had Monday to Friday to push this business. So all the time I'm doing this, the point I'm making is, I knew I could do it, and I had a positive mindset with it. And even though some people around me, not my wife, but some people around me were saying, "This, do you really think it's going to work? I think you're taking a massive risk." If I had listened to them, I wouldn't be in the position I am now, 20 years later, still running this business. So the positive mindset on my behalf, and ignoring all the negativity and the naysayers, has definitely paid off for me, and it can pay off for you as well. So my point is, with this video, is to try and block out any kind of negativity that you're going to get with running your business, because anyone can do it as long as you're disciplined and you are in that mindset of positivity. You should be able to do it, but you need to obviously know a bit about business. So you've got to know about the overall running of it, the tax system, whatever country you're from. Mine's the UK. It's very, very confusing. And my first year of trading, my tax bill was quite high, and I didn't think I'd ever be able to pay it. But it actually scared the hell out of me, because in the UK you have to pay your previous year's tax and also tax in account, which basically means that the government are taking money off you in advance for the following year as a forecast of what you'll be earning from the previous year, and it messes a lot of people up. So I was quite disciplined, because every time I earned money, I would save at least 30% in my business account. So I had money there, but for some reason, it just wasn't enough, because the money in account I had to pay for tax. Unfortunately, my accountant at the time didn't really tell me about that, which I thought was quite bad. So I had to change an accountant in the end. I thought that was a really bad move on their behalf. They didn't tell me about the payment in account that everybody has to do when they start their business, and ongoing. I mean, you're doing it every single year. You're paying an account every single year. Twice a year, actually. That's if you're a sole trader. It's a bit different if you're a limited company, obviously, but I think, I wouldn't know because I'm not limited, but I'm a sole trader. So that's how it works for sole traders anyway. So that was a bit of a negative spiral, but it gave me a positive. It was stressful, but it gave me a positive kind of stress, because I needed some extra money at the time. So I started going online and pushing for more business and more business and more business. So I spent more hours pushing the company and getting more venues on board, and it worked. So sometimes stress can be a positive thing, not just a negative thing. Going forward, after a few little challenges like that, it's been quite smooth. It's been quite smooth most of the 20 years that I've been running this business. I've not had hardly any issues. There's been times where it's normally tax. It's normally every January time. It's normally the tax issue that gets me, and it gets most people. So you've just got to make sure that you have enough money in your bank account to pay your tax bill when it comes in. It's very important, and that can give you that negativity, that negative mindset. When you're stuck with a tax bill, it's part of life. You have to pay it. It's just a lot harder than being on PAYE, because it's more beneficial for you, because you can write tax off in a legal way, obviously. But when you're PAYE, you can't claim expenses. But when you're self-employed or running a business, you can. So that's the plus point. But there's the cons, which is the fact that you've got to pay an account, where in PAYE they take the money off of you before it even gets to your bank account. So, and you don't have to worry about it. So there is that issue, which you will need to address and try and keep on top of. How I use positivity to push through challenges, quite simple. These challenges are something that everybody's going to experience in their career or their business journey. It's something you're nothing ever runs smoothly. It's always going to have ups and downs. So you've just got to try and take these challenges on and push through them. Now, running my entertainment agency over the years has been fairly smooth. I'm not going to lie. It's been quite a smooth journey. There has been ups and downs over the years. Obviously, every single first quarter of the year it's quiet in hospitality, so we have to adjust to that financially and mentally. But the rest of the year is pretty good. So my next challenge was COVID. So 2020. COVID hit the whole of the world, as you know, and hospitality suffered very, very badly. So my business was unable to function for about a year and a half until about 2022. So as soon as COVID hit, can't do anything. So no bookings, weren't allowed to. I mean, I would have been put in prison if I was to go out and DJ at an event during COVID. So we were unable to function as a business for a good year and a half, nearly 2 years. I did have the grant, the government grant, which was helpful, but it wasn't amazing. But it did help out with some bills, and but due to the fact that I'm very sensible with money, in my good times throughout the years, as running this entertainment agency, I managed to save some kind of cushion, money, financial cushion, which I've always done. For some reason, I've always had this kind of mindset where you're not always going to be busy throughout the year, so you might have to save some money. So that is something you will need to do as well. You've got to be disciplined to be able to say, right, okay, I'm not going to go out and buy a brand new car because I've had a really good summer. You can get your car, obviously, but I wouldn't advise on you to go out and spend money like it's constantly coming in, because you're going to have times where you're not going to be busy, and you've got your tax bill to pay as well, so you will need to save money for that. So that was helpful for me when COVID hit, because I had some kind of savings, which was a bit of a cushion for me financially. So my next kind of challenge was to think, well, what am I going to do? I'll just have a year off, watch Netflix like a lot of DJs and musicians and entertainers were doing at the time? But I'm not that sort of person. Now, I have got a recording studio. I'm sitting right in it now. It's a production studio, and out of the blue, I was sitting I remember it clear as bell. I was sitting in the garden, and it was a nice sunny day around about sort of April, May time, and my phone rang, and it was an old friend of mine that I used to produce music with in the 90s, and he called me and he said, I've not heard from him for a long, long time. And he said to me, how's everything? How are you doing? How are you coping with COVID? And I said, well, not too good. I said, because we're unable to go out and perform or DJ or entertain. We can't run the agency. We're not allowed to. It's tough. So he's a music producer, and I said to him, what are you up to? And he said, well, I've been producing music for TV for quite a few years, and I'm now making a living from it. Cut a long story short, he said to me, you should be doing it. So I picked his brains. What I did was I turned this whole situation into a positive thing. Now, I don't know whether there's some kind of divine force that has told my old friend to ring me and give me that little nudge. I don't know, but it certainly worked. Now he said, he told me what to do. He helped me out with some tips and advice, and then I got into the studio. I started making some TV cues. He told me how to do them. He told me about a book I need to buy to learn about the industry, which I did. So I had all this time to do that, and I joined the Facebook group, and I then started posting. What I did every single morning. I wake up. The first thing I did was I networked on Facebook, and then what I did was I added the Facebook algorithm. What it does as soon as you start adding people to it, to your Facebook page, your personal page, it recommends other people to you. So it's a no-brainer. What you do is you start adding people in the industry, and as soon as Facebook picked up on who I was adding, it was offering me other people to add as a friend. In that same industry or the same interests. So I was going through all these recommendations that Facebook were offering to me, and I was adding them. I was checking out their profile. They're in the business. They're composers. They're a production library label, which is people I wanted to get in touch with. I'd add them. And then I'd start posting stuff about what I was doing with regards to TV music. And then I started making some. And then I'd post a few videos of me making the music onto Facebook. And once I'd had 1,000 followers and 1,000 friends on Facebook, there was one really important guy that I added on there who saw my videos with my music and commented on my Facebook page and on my post, and he said, really like this. I love the title of the track as well. So I instantly thought, wow, this is crazy, because this guy is really important in the business. So I messaged him and said, I just noticed you commented on my post. I hope you don't mind me messaging you, but can I send you some music? And he said yes, please do. So I did, and the rest is history. I sent him the music, and he said to me, it's really good. He said, but you need to cut them down to about 2 minutes, have edit points for editors within TV so they can sort of like cut it up. He told me what to do, and I redid them, sent him about 3 tracks. He said, how do you fancy doing an album? So I said, yes, I'd love to. And then I started doing the album, producing the album for him, and then they released it, gave me an advance. That was the start of my TV music career. I've been doing it ever since. So we're now 2025, I'd say 3 years in. I'm now starting to get music royalties from my performance rights organisation here in the UK, which is the PRS. And it's increasing every quarter. So I turned a negative situation into a positive situation, with COVID being the negative, obviously, for a lot of people. But I decided that I didn't want to have that negative thing happen for a good year and a half. So I managed to be proactive and productive in that time. And it's paid off ever since. So I have had that as a side hustle, which hopefully will be full time at some stage. And then I can use the DJ gigs, entertainment agency, as maybe an additional income stream, or just you know, just pick and choose what I want to do, and keep that running alongside the music, the TV music career that I'm now involved in. So yes, it really is about positive thinking. If you can remain positive as much as possible, even when times are tough, or turn your negative situation or your challenges into a positive mindset, turn it into a positive force, you will find that things will work out just as you want it to. So hopefully you've found some good information in this video. I do ramble on a bit too much, but I'm hoping that it's going to be beneficial to you. Please do leave a comment. I'd like to hear your story about your business challenges, and hopefully your positive side to the business as well. So yeah, just drop a comment, drop a like, and subscribe if you can. And thank you for watching.